Hey, I asked you guys for questions on Twitter and Tumblr, and here we go. Now, originally I wanted to do this because I got questions for my podcast that were specifically geared towards me, but since there are 3 people in the podcast usually, I was like, I'll just answer these in a separate video. How did your career in voice acting start? What are good things or tips for me to know while pursuing that field? In terms of my career in voice acting, a director, Devin Mack, who's a very talented guy, found my stuff on YouTube, and I think just had me in mind, in the back of his mind, and then he asked me to audition for a game called Apotheon, which was on PlayStation 4 and Steam. I played Zeus in that, so I auditioned for that and did that. And from then on, as I've made stuff on the internet and as I've voiced in other games, because, I get referred to other directors and so on and so forth, or people see my stuff and they hear my voice, I will get asked to voice for things or audition for things, and so that's how that kind of started. If you're pursuing voice acting, I guess the most important thing to think about is that it's acting foremost, first and foremost, and it's not just a bunch of silly voices. Focus on the acting and being the character, and not like trying to do like a goofy voice, I guess, because I think that's a common misconception. And so keep that in mind. Practice constantly. Seek out good acting in any kind of media. Take notes from that. And not literally take notes, but just observe and see what people do in their performances. And yeah. Would you prefer voice acting in an indie game, a well-known game, or an anime? All of the above. I guess I've done indie games, so if I could be in a well-known game or anime, that'd be pretty cool, but really I'm game for whatever. Who's your favorite Sailor Scout? I've actually been reading the manga for Sailor Moon for the first time, and I would say, that's tough. I like Venus a lot, but I do also like Mars, Neptune and Uranus, Neptune and Uranus are pretty cool too, but I think probably Venus. Do you like webcomics? I do like webcomics. I like Lackadaisy a lot. That's probably my favorite that's currently being posted. I like Cucumber Quest. Perry Bible Fellowship is one I really like. Have you ever had any interest in tokusatsu? A little bit. I feel like I would really like tokusatsu, so I do want to give it a try. I think Kamen Rider looks really fun. That's probably what I would try if I did try a tokusatsu show, is that. But Super Sentai and all that stuff looks pretty fun too. How excited are you for Haikyuu Season 4 and how good do you think it'll be? I'm excited as fuck for Haikyuu, and it's gonna be fucking dope. Do you like pineapple on pizza? Yes, I do. Follow up, if so, what's it feel like to be so horribly wrong? I don't know, because I'm not wrong. Who's the best Street Fighter character? Chun-Li. Do you have any kind of traditional acting background, or did you just study performance on your own? I have not done any acting classes or training, pretty much self-taught. If you got another cat friend for Effie, what would you name them? Funnily enough, she does have a new cat friend now, and her name is Sophie, but actually my mom gave her that name, because originally she was at my parents', because they found her, but we adopted her and we kept the name Sophie. How long does it usually take to film and edit one of your videos? Depends on the video. With the skits, usually doesn't take too long to film, because I usually have an idea in my head of what I want, beat-wise and dialogue-wise and timing-wise. Editing, if it's like a long-form video, like a vlog or an unboxing, that can take, a while. Podcasts take about an hour, or usually more. So for skits, it doesn't take very long to edit them at all, usually, because I know exactly what I want. Long vlogs, like this one, I guess, would be like 30 minutes. I don't know, it depends on the video, I guess, and how easy it is to chop together. Have you ever felt discouraged as a voice actor? I'm sure all voice actors have been discouraged at some point. Voice acting is constantly an audition process, and so, you're gonna get rejected for tons of auditions, but you just kind of have to keep sticking with it no matter what. So, yep, of course I've been discouraged, but I've stuck with it. Do you like Takumi of Fire Emblem Fates? No, fuck Takumi. Who do you think is the best love live? Umi. Have you ever read Homestuck? I read Homestuck a little bit and couldn't really get into it. It's not that I didn't like it, but it was just a little overly complicated for my tastes. Do you like us? Some of you. What are some of your favorite things that your beautiful cat does? What are their nicknames? So they're Effie and Sophie. Effie loves to play fetch, which I think is adorable. She has this pink ball she loves to fetch. Sophie, we recently just got her, but she loves licking things, which I think is so funny. She also loves water for some weird reason. She loves like going up to faucets, and like when I'm showering, she's like fascinated. I'm not sure. Maybe she's not smart enough to be scared of water yet. Because Effie, I think, used to be interested in water until I think one time my wife had to give her a bath. And now she like hates water. So I don't know if Sophie will learn to hate water or if she'll always like water. I don't know. Nicknames. We call Effie F. We call Sophie Princess Sophie. What else?
Baby, it's little Effie.
We usually just go, it's a little Effie.
It's a little Sophie.
That's usually little Effie, little Sophie, I guess, is our nicknames for them. How old are you? 26. Who has the best laugh in all of One Piece? Oh, that's tough. Gecko Moria's is pretty good. The I also really like Whitebeard's. You know, I think my favorite is probably Crocodile's in the anime where he goes, ah, 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 ah. That voice actor has such a weird laugh. I'll say Crocodile, because I usually do that laugh just for fun on my own. Ah, 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 ah. Favorite comedy movie? Hot Fuzz. Top 5 JRPGs? Okay, number 1, Final Fantasy IX. Number 2, Final Fantasy VII. I like Tales of Vesperia. Fuck that. Persona 4 is number 3. Persona 3 is number 4. That's confusing. And maybe Tales of Vesperia? Can I think of a JRPG I like more? I'm assuming like Pokemon and Paper Mario, even though they're Japanese made, aren't really considered JRPGs. Fire Emblem is more of a tactical RPG, so I won't include those, even though they're some of my favorite games. Disgaea is pretty cool. Valkyria Chronicles is again it is an RPG, but that's like a weird mashup of like a bunch of things. But I really like Valkyria Chronicles. You know, I'll cheat and I'll say Fire Emblem Awakening or something for my 5th one. I'd probably put that above Persona 4 and 3 though. But I did list a bunch of JRPGs or pseudo JRPGs that I do like. What is your least favorite anime trope? Anytime there's a fan service, like, you know, boobs flopping around, it's obnoxious. What were your favorite hobbies growing up? I like video games. I loved Legos, Pokemon cards, you know, cartoons, you know, just a bunch of nerdy stuff, I guess. What's your opinion on the Nintendo Switch? Are there any particular games later this year that you're most excited for? I think the Switch looks fun. I don't have it. I didn't seek one out or anything. I'm kind of waiting for Super Mario Odyssey, which is like gonna be my big game that I want to get the Switch for. Although I think Breath of the Wild looks fun. Fire Emblem, Fire Emblem Warriors or whatever. I'm gonna play the shit out of that. So, and there's a new Fire Emblem coming to Switch, so I'll definitely get a Switch at some point. Do you feel like you'd have the following you do now without Vine? Probably not. It's hard to say, because I do think a lot of people found me through Vine. But then again, a lot of people found me through Vine, through Tumblr. So I think I could have, but it would have been harder to do it without Vine, because it's just, you know, if a lot of people know you on this platform, then, you know, a lot of people can know you on this platform, and so on and so forth. So I definitely owe a lot to Vine, and I loved Vine. R.I.P. Who would you say are your voice acting inspirations? Any voice actor who's doing this and surviving. Making a living, surviving. You all inspire me. With a lot of popularity comes a lot of trolls. Because I'm a woman, most of my trolls end up being very misogynistic. I would guess you got a lot of racist trolls for being Asian. Do you have advice for how to handle those sorts of interactions? I would say just ignore them. As I'm not saying that's an easy thing to do. I get a lot of obnoxious comments on YouTube because people are the stupidest people in the world. At this point, I don't really read the comments that much. I maybe glance at them, but I definitely don't go and read every comment. I think doing that is just seeking out bad times for yourself. I think you should block people. I do block people from time to time if I happen to see a comment that's annoying. Otherwise, just remember that people who take the time to try to insult you or hate on you on the internet are not worth your time. They are very just worthless, sad people who don't have anything better to do, and they mean nothing to you, and they should mean nothing to you because they are meaningless people. And I know everyone says to ignore it, so if you can't, if the comments really do get to you, just make yourself not read them, or you could turn comments off. Yeah, I don't know, everyone has to handle it differently. And at this point, I've gotten so many comments and so many of the same kinds of comments, like it really doesn't affect me at all, because it's just, they're the stupidest people in the world, and it's just the same monotonous comments over and over that I get, it's like zero reaction from me. So if you can get to that point, you're lucky. Or lucky, I don't know if that's considered lucky, but if they really do hurt your feelings, make it so that you don't see them, or turn them off. Do whatever you need to do to make you happy. That's what I always say. Do you like Steven Universe? I fucking love Steven Universe. What was your major in college? Media arts and technology. If you were stuck in a post-apocalyptic wasteland and all you had to eat was a lifetime supply of one flavor of Kit Kat, which one would you choose? Probably green tea. Those are really good. That's just a good flavor I wouldn't get sick of. Favorite Pokemon? Charizard. Favorite Fire Emblem game? That's tough, because I really think Awakening is a better game than Fates, but Fates has a lot of fun stuff, especially in Revelation. But I'll say Awakening. But I really like Fire Emblem Fates Revelation because of the gameplay. Not so much the story, because the story is kind of garbage. What makes you happiest in life? Spending time with my wife and spending time with my friends and family. What do you enjoy the most about your food tasting videos? So I know some people are like, what the fuck are these unboxing videos? But I actually really like doing them because I love trying different types of food, and those boxes give me a chance to try foods I never would be able to try otherwise. So being able to try new foods, new types of foods from all over the world is what I like the most about them. And I also like talking about food, so fuck you if you don't like them. What's your favorite Love Live song? Snow Halation. Which girl would you want to voice from Muse or Akors? Or Aqua? Is that how you say it? Aqua? I don't fucking know. All of them. Did you have any pets growing up? I had a couple fish. I had a chameleon at one point. Hermit crabs. They all died. What is your favorite type of cat?
Effie and Sophie.
Black cats. Favorite character in One Piece? Zoro. If you had to challenge someone to a game, which game would you be most confident in playing to win? That's tough, because I don't think of myself as like a amazing gamer. I'm like pretty, what am I good at? So I'm not saying challenging like the best players in the world, but games that I think I'm pretty good at, I'm pretty good at Dr. Mario, although I'm probably rusty at this point. So if it was just like the average person, I could probably beat them in Dr. Mario. That's probably the safest bet, because I don't think that many people are like that good at Dr. Mario. But I'm pretty good at it. I'm pretty good at Mario Party 2, although there's a lot of luck involved in that, so I don't know if I could definitely beat someone in that. But I'm pretty good at that game, I guess. If you could only eat one type of instant ramen for the rest of your life, which one would you choose? Shin Ramen every day! Every day of my life! Shin Ramen for life! What does your username mean? It's a secret I'll take to my grave. Where is Nozaki-kun Season 2? I know, right? Where the fuck is it? Can someone just make it already and make 5 more seasons after that? What do you think about pro wrestling? Looks fun, but I've never watched it. I know you've gotten a lot of attention for your goofy voice, but do you actually like the character? I do. I think he's actually very funny and likable, and making him like a widowed dad was actually a surprisingly good choice because it fleshed out his character. But yeah, I think he's just a funny guy. He's a pretty goofy guy, I guess. Favorite Pokemon game? Soul Silver, although I did really like Sun a lot. What is the voice type or character you like doing the least? I wouldn't say there's any character I don't like doing. I guess ones that might be raspier, I guess, even though they're kind of fun to play, but that does do a number on your chords. So I guess ones that are like either very yelly or very raspy, but I like most characters. I like playing a lot of different type of characters. What was the first anime you watched? Probably Pokemon. I feel like that's the earliest one I remember. Otherwise, like Dragon Ball Z or something like that. Favorite PB&T series. So PB&T is Press Buttons and Talk. That's our Let's Play channel, which check that out if you're interested. My personal favorite? In terms of playing, the Mario Party 2 one, because that one was just so much fun to play. But personal favorite? You know, probably the Ace Attorney one, which is our most popular one, because that one was just basically an exercise in voice acting. We like riff on the game, but we voiced all the dialogue, and so I played like 20 characters in that, all different characters. It was kind of like, it was way more acting than I thought I would be doing for a Let's Play, but I'm very proud of that. Otherwise, the Paper Mario one I'm also very fond of, because we develop a lot of jokes in that and characters, and I think the best ones are ones where we kind of take characters, define their personalities, and then just riff and build up jokes and build their personalities more. What's one of your earliest gaming memories? Watching people play Super Mario Bros. Probably. It's like Super Mario Bros., Duck Hunt, and that one Olympic game with the mat. Those are like the first video game experiences I remember as a kid. What are your thoughts on Dragon Ball? I really like Dragon Ball. I read the entire original Dragon Ball, which I love. I didn't finish Dragon Ball Z's Majin Buu saga. I read up through Cell games and watched through Cell games, but I don't know what happens in Buu saga. I know little pieces here and there, but I didn't finish it. But I like it. And I haven't seen Super. I saw Resurrection F, which was kind of dumb, but also fun. But overall, I'm fond of Dragon Ball. What are your favorite type of noodles? Pho. I love pho. Best experience at a con? Probably past Autocons. I love Baltimore as a city, and I've had a lot of fond memories, especially when, because my friends from like all around the country, and even one from outside the country, Australia, would come together and like meet up at Autocon, and that used to be like a tradition, and so some of those have been like some of the best experiences I've had. Dance your life away.